Hello everyone, I am Dr. Kavita Pandey. I am heading the Department of BSc plus MSc, that is Integrated Bioanalytical Sciences, which is a very unique multidisciplinary course offered at Guru Nanak Khalsa College, Mumbai. It's a parallel course to biotechnology with lot of different instruments and techniques incorporated for better preparedness and better readiness for the industry roles.
Hello everyone, welcome to Faculty Connect by Biopatrika. Today we have with us Dr. Kavita Pandey, who is HOD Bioanalytical Sciences at GN Khalsa College, Mumbai. So let's welcome Dr. Kavita Pandey.
Thank you very much, Dr. Virendra Singh. Thank you for having me here on this platform. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. So let's begin with your journey. Could you share what inspired you to pursue life sciences?
Sure. So if I start right from my school days, I was a very curious child, always asking questions. I was called a question bank in the school as well. So, but then when biology was taught, I used to get really, inspired looking at the way how our system works, how, the God has created this beautiful world and how the biology works specifically. And I was very good with making models and diagrams. So I was always amongst the, teachers' favorites kind of. So that's how my curiosity went up to 10th and I decided to do my science. After 12th, like most of the biology lovers do, I also wanted to pursue MBBS. But unfortunately, I couldn't get MBBS. I qualified for BDS, but that time I wanted to do something different, something unique. And that time, BSc Genetics was not offered in Mumbai. So it was offered in Bangalore. So that's where all the way to Bangalore to study genetics. And specifically that time, we had a triple majors concept in Bangalore University. So along with genetics, I studied biochemistry and biotechnology. So it was like a real feast, to get multiple flavors, multiple subjects. And I think in biology, it striked a lot of curiosity more and a lot of explorations that happened in Bangalore. So, and I was away from family, learning a lot of independent things as well. So, I mean, one of the best phases where I explored the best and I really got to know what I really want in life. So, best part of my exploration journey happened in Bangalore.
That's great and good to see how you end up in Bangalore to explore what you actually wanted to. So as your profile shows that you did masters from Mumbai. So what was that particular moment or experience that motivated you now to move from Bangalore to Mumbai?
Okay. So that is again, I can say a turning point. So when I was in Bangalore, somewhere every summer break that used to come in, I used to take up a lot of trainings, workshop modules, and all of that. And it was during one of such breaks I read that Kiran Mazumdar Shaw madam had announced, and it was in the newspaper, that she's not going to hire Bangalore graduates. So that struck a chord in me that, okay, I am learning a lot of sciences, but it's theoretical. It has to be complemented with more practical and hands-on skill, which I am not getting in this particular environment. So somewhere from exploration, my mind or focus shifted to skill-based learning. And that's where I decided that, okay, pack up, it's time to go back to Mumbai and, try to do something there, especially with the industry relevant skill development. And by the time I was in my TY, I developed a lot of interest in industrial biotechnology, which, associated with fermentation and bioprocess. So we had a beautiful madam, Merlin Samuel. She somehow got that thing, striked in me. So I remember one of the holidays we spent attending an exhibition. So I was just a student and she was planning for her PhD. So looking for, who can come with me for this exhibition. And I volunteered. I saw some of the beautiful portable instruments there. I saw my life's first multi-channel pipette there, just a BSc student. So, it opens a whole world of imaginations and possibilities for you. So all these things in isolation made my interest inclined towards bioprocess industry and relevant skill development. And to top it all, of course, what Kiran Mazumdar madam said was something very this thing. So I moved back to Mumbai. Again, when I came to Mumbai, I didn't want to do something that everyone is after. So I came across this unique course called as Bioanalytical Sciences. And they were offering, the University of Mumbai was offering MSc by research in that. So again, conventional MSc is a 4-semester, 2-year course. You give the exams, you clear. MSc by research is like a mini PhD. So you have to work on a research problem. You have to, do the experimentation, submit a thesis and all of that. So again, I decided for the skill development, this is going to fetch me what I want. So I enrolled for MSc by research, that too in a very unconventional course called as bioanalytical, because that time it was very new. I'm talking about 2008 December, almost end of 2008. So it was something very just rising, coming up and all. So but it was the interface that aligned with what I wanted to achieve. And I'm happy about my decision that I did my MSc by research in bioanalytical sciences. I was also blessed to have some amazing people in my life, like my guide, Dr. Babu Vakil. He holds an experience of 24 plus years in Lupin itself. And prior to that, he has worked with many other giants. But what he brought to on for me was something, I can never be thankful enough for him. So amazing. Yeah. That's how this turn happened.
Good to know how you moved from Bangalore to Mumbai to pursue a degree where you can have like skill development as well as something which is more industry relevant. So it looks like you haven't stopped at master's degree. You moved on, pursued PhD. So what was the motivation to not join industry after master's, but again pursue PhD in again relevant field?
Okay, so MSc by research was like exploration and problem solving and real world issue that I was working for a Hyderabad based company where there was a phage contamination problem, and that's what's the project I got for my MSc by research, thanks to Vakil sir. And it was during that time I realized that I am not satiated. I want more. Can I add some more skills to it? Can I add more dynamics to it? And like I said, Vakil sir had been very supportive in terms of giving more ideas, in terms of agreeing to certain concepts. So initially, I would say PhD was never a foolproof plan that I decided and started the journey with. But as and when things happened, started rolling, I got the explosion, different exposures. I realized that yes, I think PhD is a must. But PhD was not something only from academic angle. It was more from industry readiness that I wanted to have in terms of real life problem solving that gave me a different kind of adrenaline rush that I wanted to enjoy. So to sum it all, yeah, that's how I decided to do my PhD and go ahead with that.
Interestingly, that despite having PhD which has relevance to industry, you end up joining academic institution as faculty. So what was the turning point for not going to industry, but again moving back to academia?
Okay. So here comes a little personal part of my story. So 2016 end, almost September, when I got my PhD degree. That was the time where I was having a 1.5-year-old son in my hand. And it was my motherhood as well as the, aspirations of Kavita that were having all kinds of, mix and match. And somewhere motherhood took over. So, in spite of having all the industry relevant skills in hand, I decided to join teaching. But it was not a compromise that I started with, because to give you a background, in my MSc days, in my PhD journey also, right from then I used to take lectures, I used to conduct practicals, I was a part of different workshops and trainings and, lot of these activities. So when I was giving training or when I was teaching, I always thoroughly enjoyed it. So, but then, yeah, some of the teaching roles I never really liked. So it was not in my plan to get into academics. But given the condition I was in, my baby needed me more. So I decided to take a, little detour from my plan of action, and I ended up in teaching. Luckily, at Khalsa, where I was offered this job, we had a nice facility where all kind of instruments were there, HPLC, GC, FTIR, all sort of bioanalytical techniques, which I had hands on. And I thought, I'm from bioanalytical, why not, give it back to the students and shape it up. And that time the department was undergoing a slightly turbulent phase. So it was a challenging time when I was asked to join. And I decided, yes, as a detour, and let me take up this challenge and, enroll with it. But yes, slowly I found that these challenges are keeping me on. There's always something new that has to be delivered. And because it's something unconventional and something that is continuously changing with the industrial demand, every 3 years, the syllabus of this subject changes. So with that, every other year, there's something more to be brought on the table. So I started loving that aspect. And as a HOD, I also got the flexibility in terms of, and the opportunity to invite guest lectures, organize different workshops, kind of give the students the skills that will make them industry ready, integrating more of, industry readiness and all. So yeah, that's how I ended up in teaching, but with no regret or no remorse. Again, a good decision that came across my path.
So as you already touched upon skill development for students, so as HOD, how you reinvented the teaching and included the skill development for students so that they are more industry ready compared to other courses where we just like finish courses, finish thesis, and we don't have like those skills which are relevant to industry.
Okay. So again, because of the unique blend of the subject, as a HOD, along with the teaching and conducting practicals and everything, I made it sure that there is more hands-on, emphasis on the hands-on training. So right from our TY, third year, part 1, part 2, all the 3 years, the students, they are handling these analytical techniques by themselves. So they have HPLC, GC, and also somewhere that hands-on skills is going to give them the first level of confidence to explore. Second, I think it is also about at this age, when they are studying all of this, they hear a lot from their peers. There's already so much on the social platforms. So they end up being confused. So somewhere as a HOD, I think it is my duty to mentor them, to guide them, to counsel them, to understand what are their strengths and align it with what kind of career path would be, more suitable for them and all that. So that is what we do. And other than that, like I said, a curriculum is fixed and that is for all the students. But to have an idea or a sneak peek of what it takes to be in the industry or what kind of profiles are there in the industry, which is not easily available on the social platforms also, you need people from industry who can come and, give it away to the students through some guest talks and, motivational lectures. It's not just the subject that they bring. Over and above the subject, they bring motivation, they bring inspiration, they ignite the curious minds, they bring in a lot of, possibilities to the students. And that, I'll tell you on a very serious note, in last whatever 13 plus years of experience I have, that works more than what the subject is provided to them. So I think that exposure is very much needed. And I think as a HOD, thanks to the management at Khalsa also, I have been given the freedom to collaborate with industry. So getting these industries for campus drives, placements, or getting our students placed in the industry for different types of, internship programs, trainings and all, I think that does require a lot of efforts that I enthusiastically put in, and it shows up in the outcome when the students are placed successfully. And I also do something called as alumni engagement along with my team, which is about getting these students who have passed out and who are into different verticals of the industry today, come and talk to our students. And, again, give them some thoughts that they can go back home with and try to align their interests and their career paths together. So I think as a HOD, other than teaching and conducting practicals, these are some major roles that I think, yeah, I'm able to bring in. Thanks to my team, thanks to my management.
Good to know how you integrated skill development along with teaching, and how you are preparing your students so that they are less confused by the end of their degree, and they know exactly what profiles are there which they can pursue after their degree. And as part of Biopatrika, we are actually trying to have a database where we have different profiles, where people explain for a particular profile what's required, what skills are required, how one can prepare for that after masters or after PhD. So I think it's very relevant in today's scenario where we have thousands of different profiles, and it's very difficult to make judgment whether one is good fit for something or not.
Very true. Very true.
So moving on to next question. So you mentioned that students get skills, students get hands-on, but based on your experience, what's the key attribute that students should have that make them capable of working in industry or have more success in their career?
I think the first attribute that they should have is the openness to learn. I would say in India, we mostly focus on the technical skills, the hard skills that are visible. Isme train karo, usme train karo. But I think it is, the soft skills also need a lot of focus. So when I say soft skills, I'm talking about something like resilience, something like persuasion, perseverance, something like, not giving up, something like a open growth mindset. So everything doesn't go in my journey also, for example, nothing went as I planned to, but on the way, how things molded, took some decisions and lived by it, something like that. And it turned out to be beautiful. So students, first thing, I think they need to have an openness to learning. Second thing, do not try to fit in a particular box or a frame that is set by people. I think each one of us is unique. Someone may like bioinformatics, someone may like biochemistry, someone may like basic fundamental cell biology. So what you like with what's needed in the industry, that's the two things that you have to integrate, kind of align, and then you have to create a niche, a zone for yourself. Unfortunately, today, everyone's after that rat race, this profile, and I want to be there. But somewhere we are failing to, look at our uniqueness. And it is the uniqueness that is going to take you long in, whatever career path you take. So I think that is one thing, openness to learn. Second, I think gone are the times when you are good at one thing and you can go ahead with only one skill. It is the time of multidisciplinary sciences. So even when I look at students of bioanalytical sciences, there's, beautiful interface of chemistry, biology, along with something like data science, which is very much in the boom now. So you have to be upgradable. You have to be, you can't say that, okay, I am from this field, I'll have passion for this and I'm going to remain in this. No, the industry is changing. You have to adapt. You have to learn those skills. So, and industry today doesn't need people who can just execute a task. They need people who can elevate the level or the proficiency of that task. So if you come with the problem skill approach, problem solving skill, skill, then you will be most welcome in the industry. And that can be developed through trainings, through research project that you do at your institute, and the internship. So again, talking about the research project, you identify a problem and you plan your work. But are you able to execute it the same way? Can you just go to the instrument and do the analysis? There are 10 more waiting. So you need to plan how to execute, you have got some data, but how to make sense of that data. This kind of training is going to mold the student to be ready from the industry perspective in a very wholesome way. And like I said, internship. So I always tell my students that whatever number of videos you watch or SOPs you read, you can't learn swimming by just reading. You have to get into the water. So same thing applies to the students. Till the time they have actually got some exposure in the industry by being an intern, they will not be able to see or witness the scale at which the operations happen in the industry, or the kind of documentation protocols that are followed, or the kind of multitasking skills that you will have to master if you want to excel in industry. So I think internships and projects and your openness to learn. And I think there's one more skill that I would emphasize on, that is volunteering. Nowadays, if we give some task to the students, they feel, yaar, kya kaam de diya. But I think I remember during my BSc days, I used to go and volunteer to my seniors. Can I help you in your project? Or I have assisted my teachers also. Can I do this autoclaving for you? But it was not something that I cribbed about. It was giving me the platform to explore, to learn. It was some enrichment that was happening. So I think students need to volunteer. They need to be open, and they should grab on every opportunity that comes their way. So like I learned from Vakil sir, you have to be like a sponge. So whatever possible, just absorb within you, and that will make you enriched and automatically ready for industry.
Yeah, you touched upon all the key points, and which will be definitely useful for students who are looking for career in industry or academia. So looking back to your own journey, what advice will you give to students who are often confused whether to go to industry, whether to stay in academia, or whether to pursue something which is not related to the field they have studied?
I think, like I said, the first thing should be, don't rush, to set into a particular role or to set into a particular box. First, I think the first thing is that we need to explore ourselves. What are my strengths? What am I good at? What do I like? And then you have to either do it yourself or meet a teacher or a person or a role model that you follow, and try to align these skills and strengths of yours in order to identify which would be the path that will take you long in life. And second thing, every time the career path decision is not just about money or designation. I think in the long run, satisfaction is very important. So somewhere the student who is pursuing a profile like PhD exploring research should find that satisfaction element as one of the key elements when taking a decision. But of course, satisfaction doesn't feed a tummy. So the satisfaction, that is your passion, with a good practical choice of career, will take a long in life. So I think don't be in a rush to fit into someone else's shoes. Find your size and your shoes. Build one for yourself. I think second thing would be, I think it is about being again open and talking to people, collaborating with people. A lot of times I see students not disclosing their research project कि मेरा idea चुरा लेगी. But that's not the way. If you're confident about your thing, talk. Many a times ideas click when we are discussing. So I think you should know more people about, make them aware about what you want or where you want to be. You never know which conversation might just strike something useful for you. So I think, yes, that openness again. And I think I already told that they should be ready to volunteer, ready to spend some time. And they should not look at a person or a teacher just that as a teacher or as a person. Try to see them from what position they are and how they can help you in reaching or aligning with your goals. So I think that is very important. exploration should never stop, I feel. Even now, I have done my total quality management diploma and I'm planning to do something in AI. So that learning, you should never stop being a student. And one thing, probably the last thing that I would say is no shortcuts. Stay within the ethics code and do all of this. So I think collaboration and openness and exploration and work on your soft skills. A lot of people feel dejected or get under depression, and these terms are very common nowadays amongst students. But I think when you are taking up research, when you want to be in, let's say, industry or research, you need to have patience. So some of the soft skills that you will have to definitely pick up, either through reading books, I would say, or there's a lot of material on YouTube and so many platforms. I think Biopatrika is doing amazing, providing so many things on a common platform. So I think they have a lot of resources. It's about making the right choices and using the right resources that will align with their goal. And I think that's all I can say. So you are unique and you have to create your unique spot. That's it.
Thanks a lot for sharing such inspiring thoughts. And I must say that it's very difficult to find teachers like you who stayed as a student, learning herself and then teaching everything to students. So it's very unique. And I'm definitely sure that students who will watch this video will reach out to you. Maybe they'll want to pursue course at your college or department. So definitely, I must say that it must be a unique course. And as you mentioned, that students will not only be ready for industry, but they'll be having experience based on listening to talks from industry people, working on industry relevant projects. So they are more than ready for academia as well as industry. So thanks a lot once again for joining us.
Thank you very much, Dr. Virendra. It was really nice having you here. Probably one last thing I would just maybe sum up. There's no right career path, but based on your decisions, you have to make your career path right. So that's what I think I will tell the students. And yes, I'll be very happy to host students, or in terms of collaboration or in terms of guiding them, mentoring them, always happy and ready to help. Yeah, that's all from my end. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and all the very best to all the students who are listening.